Hey, all. Welcome to Multimodal Weekly. Just starting our webinar series hosted by the team at 12 Labs. And yeah, we've been meeting every Friday over the past year and a half. Over the past year and a half, at 1:30 p.m. Pacific time. And here are some of the topics that we tend to cover. New research in multimodal and foundation models, different application of multimodal in a variety of verticals, video and multimodal projects that community members like to share, and tutorial guides on using our platform and APIs. In recent session, we've been focusing a lot more on like open source solution, multimodal research, understanding research, bringing model into production. And it's been very awesome to like see a lot of exciting initiatives externally coming from the community and sharing those insights to the webinars. For today's session, we'll actually have more like an internal talk given by one of our development expert engineer. So Meeran will give a talk about her experience building with the 12 Labs API from idea to execution. And it's been great for me to work with Meeran to build this sample apps for us, and she will walk through end-to-end presentation of everything from coming up with initial hypothesis for what the app can look like to actually bringing it into production. So I think hopefully the takeaway from this session can really be useful for you if you want to build our API for your own initiatives. Yeah, and since we only have one speaker, I think this is fair to say you can just like unmute yourself and ask the question in real time. So with that, yeah, I'll stop sharing the screen and people can get started, Meeran, with your presentation.
So James, I think you disabled screen sharing.
All right, I just turned it on now.
Okay, now it works. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Meeran Kim, and I'm going to share how I developed my idea into execution by leveraging 12 Labs. So I will start off by just quickly introducing myself and sharing why I built this app and what does this app do, and how did I build this app by leveraging 12 Labs API. All right, so about myself, I'm a part-time developer experience engineer at 12 Labs, meaning I am building small mini apps leveraging 12 Labs and publishing blog posts on them. And I'm currently based in Seoul, Korea. I only moved here about a month ago. Before that, I was in Seattle. I lived there close to 5 years. And about my professional background, I have 10 years of experience in business world, from finance to marketing to project management. And I was also in various industries, from construction to e-commerce to skincare brand. So it has been quite a journey. And I have recently made a transition into tech about a year ago. And since then, I've been learning a lot and building things and really enjoying the journey. And I'm a latte person. I cannot live without lattes. And this is one of the cutest lattes I've ever had back in Seattle. I just wanted to share this because it's so cute. All right, so why did I build this app? The app is called Who Talked About Us. So it is deeply related to my professional background. At my previous work, I was doing marketing for the skincare brand. And one of my tasks was to reaching out to the influencers, including the YouTubers, for potential partnership like product seeding or content partnership. And the question for me was how to identify the influencers that are willing to work with us, that will respond to us. And a good rule of thumb was that the ones who are already talking about our brand or product, or who are already our fans, our brand fans, will be willing to work with us. So the real challenge was how to find them, how to find the ones who are talking about us. And there were a lot of limitations on the YouTube search because it heavily relied on the video description. So if a channel or the YouTuber did not include that keyword in the video description or metadata, I couldn't see those videos coming up from the search results. So there were lots of hidden gems out there that I was missing. So how can I find them was the one challenge. And because this kind of sourcing and identifying took so much time and energy, oftentimes I was getting the list of influencers from a marketing agency, but I needed a way to verify if those lists is really valid and if those influencers will be in good fit with us. So those were the challenges I had, and I'm sure a lot of brand or social media marketers will relate to. So that's why I came up with this idea and built Who Talked About Us. So with this app, you can do the video search with more fuller context. Like it doesn't rely just on the keyword. If you put in the keyword, it will do the search based on the motion or individuals, text on video, etc. Thanks to the 12 Labs cool API and technology. So instead of just looking at this GIF, let me actually do the quick demo of the app. Do you see the screen with the app? Okay. All right, so this is the starting page of the app. You can either create a new index. Index is like a library of videos, or you can access an existing index. So let me actually try one of the indexes I've already created. So once you're in the index, there's a form that you can upload new videos. And below, you can see all the videos that are already indexed within this index. And it is paginated, so you can move to other pages to see additional videos. And on the top, you can see all the channels that are in these videos or index. And so let's say I'm a brand marketer at MAC Cosmetics, which is the makeup brand that I love. You can simply try the MAC, the brand name, or MAC lipstick, or even this kind of very detailed query like applying MAC gold highlighter. So let's actually try this. So then you can see the search results coming by influencers. You can see Jean Watts has 19 results coming from 2 of her videos like this. And of course, if you try playing one of the search results, you can see that she's applying MAC Gold Highlighter. And then you can see the result from Risa Bay. She has 5 moments that she's applying MAC Gold Highlighter, 1 from Glamzilla. And then at the very end, you can see the summary line. Like 4 influencers talked about or applied MAC Gold Highlighter and 18 influencers have not. So as a brand marketer, you can just easily capture or see, okay, I can prioritize these 4 influencers over these 18 influencers, and I don't have to go through all the videos of these 18 influencers. So yeah, this is what the app does. So to just quickly recap, with this app, you can first index YouTube videos in bulk. I actually didn't go through that process. So if I go back to the app, you can either upload videos by YouTube channel ID, so you can upload or index the entire videos in a specific channel, or a playlist where you can customize storing the videos that you're interested in a specific playlist, and then you can index the videos of that playlist. And then you can also use the JSON file, which should be consist of the YouTube URLs. So let me try this. So there's only one video. I just put one for this demo. And I copy the playlist ID. And if I put that in here, it will let me confirm. So if I click continue, then it will start uploading. So it is showing as downloading and submitting, and it should upload the process of the index. Yeah, so it has just changed to validating. So I am keep showing the progress of each task. So that's what I meant here, that you can index YouTube videos in bulk. And then as you have seen with this app, you can search videos in various contexts like movements, actions, objects, individuals, sounds, on-screen text, and spoken words, which is a powerful technology from 12 Labs. And then this app organizes the results by influencers. So as you have seen, you can easily capture which influencers have included the search query and which not. All right, so moving on to the how part. How did I build this app, especially focusing on using 12 Labs API? So these are all the calls that I made towards 12 Labs API. And just so you know, I was using version 1.1.2, which is not the latest version. There's version 1.2 out there. But when I was start building this app, the version 1.2 is not available. So just so you know that I'm using version 1.1. And at high level, there are three main parts or main features. So for creating index and showing videos, as you have seen from the very start page of the app, you can create an index. So for that, I'm making the post request towards indexes. And then to get the information of the existing index, I'm making the get requests to get index and get videos of a specific index using index ID. And then indexing videos. So I'm making post requests to create a task. We call it a task, the indexing request of a video. And then to get the status of each task, like we have seen this kind of status where I'm making the get request to of a specific task here. And then once the indexing is done, I'm also making a put request to update the metadata or add a metadata to a video. And I had to add this process because with version 1.1.2, indexing a YouTube video was not available out of the API. So I had to find a way around by using a library called YTDL Core, which enables first downloading all the YouTube videos to .mp4 file format. So I was indexing all those videos as .mp4 format. So because of that, the video metadata was not including any data around the YouTube, like YouTube channel name or the YouTube URL. So that's why I had to add this step to add the channel name and the YouTube URL. So it's a little bit complicated process. So, but you don't have to worry about this anymore because with version 1.2, indexing right from the YouTube URL is now available. So I'm not going to dive too deep into this process. And then lastly, of course, for search, I'm making post requests towards search and then get requests towards a specific page token to get the search results of a page. And because I was making this, I was able to paginate the search results. So for the rest of this talk, let me share how I implemented this search part. So I'll go to the code. So currently I'm at server.js, and this is where I stored all the API calls, including 12 Labs and other libraries like YTDL or YTPL. So if I scroll down, Okay, so here's the search post request. So I set the headers here and the data, and then I'm making the post request towards search endpoint. So I wanted to note some parameters here. You can see quite a lot of parameters here, including index ID, search options. Of course, you can pick and choose some of them, but I've included all to make the search more powerful. And then query is coming from the user input. And then what I wanted to note here is group by and sort option. So let me actually go to the API reference. So this is 12 Labs API reference version 1.1.2. And if you go under search here, there's a post and get. So I'm here at the post part. And you can see there are a lot of parameters that you can customize. So I highly recommend you to check these out because these are good to customize how the search results could look like in your app. So group by params. So there are two options. By default, it is set as clip, meaning the response will not be grouped. But you can use video like I did to group the matching video clips in the response. So because I set this as video, that is why you can see the results grouped by each video like this. And then sort option is another good one to specify the sort order of the response. So there are score and clip count. And by default, it is set as score, meaning the ones with the highest score will come up first. But I wanted to show the videos that has the most number of search results to come first. So that's why I set this as clip count. And it actually describes like how this works along with the group by params set as videos. So it's really helpful to know. And I also use threshold medium, meaning that I'm not showing the search results with the confidence level of low. I'm only showing the medium or high. And page limit 2. So this is another good one. Actually, page limit. Yeah, so this is the number of items to return on each page. And when grouping by video, it shows the number of videos per page. So because I set group by as video, and if I try to search again, you can see the 2 videos are coming each time, not the 2 search results. So if I click show more, you see 2 more videos like this. So yeah, utilizing the params, you can customize how the search results will look. And then moving on to the next, get request. So yeah, this is the get request to a specific page token to get a search results of the specific page. And let me quickly show you how that works. So yeah, the typical search results looks like this. It consists of data, page info, and search pool. So data is the search results by each video. And then here under the page info, there's a key called next page token, meaning there's additional search results. So this is what I'm using to get the search results of the next page. So if you see the very last one, you see that there's no next page token anymore, meaning this is the last one. There's no additional search results. So that's how I knew and showing this summary line. So if I go back to the code, yeah, so this is where I made a logic. If there's no next page token, I'm showing this summary line here. Okay. So yeah, that was, that's how I implemented the search part. For other parts and more details, I included all the details in a blog post at 12 Labs blog. So feel free to check out my blog post if you're interested in other parts of the app. And I just wanted to note that read the friendly documentation. I'm sure a lot of you may already have the habit of doing this, but as you have seen, there are lots of parameters that you can customize right out of the API. And that's what I didn't do. And I did not know about the group by parameters at the beginning. So initially, I've just manually set up to group the videos, group the search results by video myself. But later I found out that that's already available from the API. So I highly recommend to check out the documentation or API reference before you make any requests to the API. And if you have any problems or issues around video, I highly recommend checking out the 12 Labs API. It could be your friend to solve your own problems. And what's coming up? So the version 1.2 has this cool feature called Generate API, meaning that you can generate written summary, chapters, highlights, like topics, hashtags, and you can even customize your own prompt and get a customized written results, like in an official report format or a casual blog post or Instagram post. I have also made some very simple mini apps based on this Generate API, and the blog posts around them will soon be published. So please stay tuned. So yeah, that was it. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Thanks, Meeran. Thanks for the great breakdown of the apps and, very detailed information. I think a lot of folks, I saw a lot of clapping and smiling in the audience. It sounds like it resonated quite good. Any question from the audience that you guys want to ask? Meeran?
Yeah. Hi, Meeran. Great presentation. Awesome tool that you built, actually. Really, I can see this being really useful for a whole bunch of different use cases. I had a few questions, though, like around the search term that you used. So you used a gold MAC brush, right? So I understand that it could, if the user or if the protagonist, the person filming the video, the creator says, oh, here's my gold MAC brush, it would actually match that perfectly. But what if they're just using a regular brush? Would it still match that that search query?
Yeah, actually, that's what I have found out. So yeah, you can see there are a lot of search results coming. Oh, am I still sharing my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so actually, the one with the high confidence level, they are pretty good. Like I believe she is using the MAC Gold highlighter, but then for other clips, like the lower confidence level, you will see some of them are actually not from the MAC brand. So I'm sure the 12 Labs API team is working on to enhance the accuracy, but to your point, some of them are not exactly capturing the MAC gold highlighter. So yeah, I think there are still some things to be improved.
Oh, no, that makes sense. And plus you put the threshold to be medium, right? If you put that higher, you'll get the better one. Can you show the other high results, like the one in the middle of the screen?
And I'm gonna go in with this highlighter. I'm showing type of media.
Yeah, looks like this is a highlighter, but not sure if this is coming from MAC, and she's applying to her eyes, but I don't think I specified that part as well. But yeah, can try this one as well.
Is that also?
Yeah, this one. Mm-hmm.
Okay, Cool. So
Yeah.
the other one worked because it was a gold colored highlighter. Interesting. I am curious about what kind of queries you can make. So just to give you a little bit of, and you can tell me if like it's totally out of the question or whether I need to figure out a way to work with you to customize this. But let's say I have a video and it's a long form video and I want to find out the segment, just completely shrink it down into a short form video. And there are some tools that can do this, but I want it to be a little bit more customized per creator. And so if I know that there's going to be 3 segments in there, like show me an intro where they are explaining what's happening in the video, show me a section where they're building the thing, and then show me the section where it's the fastest moving on, or like where there's a clip compilation. Would I be able to enter that in as a string query for the video? Or is that something that is super subjective and it's not exactly like, with what degree of confidence would I be able to enter these type of things as a query? I'm curious.
Correct me if I'm wrong, James or other team members in 12 Labs, but I believe you can just type in really anything. And you can make the query as detailed as possible. So it's obvious that I also played around with this. So if I applying macro highlighter to cheek, let's see. Yeah, now you can see that other like influencer is coming up in this as a search result.
Okay. How long did it take for you since you made the index and it was ready to be queried? What was the time delta there?
So really creating the index, it's just a few seconds, I believe. So if I just create one, yeah, now you have the new index. So it is pretty fast to create an index. And then it takes some time when you're uploading new videos. So it depends on how the API is performing, but let's say, it was for like close to 5 minutes video. And let's see if that was indexed. So yeah, it was indexed. So I believe it takes around like 5 minutes. Or yeah, it depends on the API performance, but it's not as instant as creating an index. It does take a few minutes to index a video. So that's the part where the time consumes time.
And in your use case, how long did it take to get the results from your pre-indexed and preloaded playlists?
From the playlist. So from playlist, so you can upload the new videos from the playlist. You cannot write out, do the search. So you need to first index your videos.
Sorry, no, I'm asking like when you've already done it and you're making new queries, like let's say you're saying applying Mac or applying Mac highlighter to I. How long does it take to get the results from that?
Oh, that is also very quick. Let me try like cats flying. It is only a few seconds, as you can see. We can try another one. What do you want to try?
Let's say explaining what is going to happen in the video.
Explaining what is going to not stop playing. Okay. So yeah, it's pretty quick. As you can see.
I hope you enjoy Today, I'm going to do a really quick little video, which is going to be my 3-minute makeup look for.
That one worked well.
Mhm.
Okay. And then can we also type in conclusion of the video? I'm curious to see if it can,
Mhm.
what that would look like.
And can you hear the sound?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And now for the third and the final product, I use a transparent mascara
Okay, maybe because it was
to
fine.
maintain, and here is the complete. I hope you enjoy.
Yeah, it's kind of maybe she did not have a long enough conclusion, but let's try other ones.
Here, and it is. Hey guys, what's up? Justine here. Hope y'all are doing.
Okay, this is definitely not accurate.
Hi guys.
Okay, so it's kind of doing the work. Yep.
Right. It's subjective, right? Like what I'm asking is super subjective. I'm trying to figure out a way, like, is there a standard set of queries that I can ask a video to try to get what the intro scenes are and trying to find what the conclusion scenes are. So that's what I'm trying to allude to. And I'm thinking in this index, since you've got a lot of beauty influencers, maybe we can say showcasing the product.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking, so to your needs, I think Generate API might be a lot more helpful, because if you use chapters and highlights, so especially chapters, you will get the summary of a video with the chapters, so you can see the very last chapter or very first chapter to your needs. But yeah, we can showcasing the products. Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, showcasing the products.
Eyes, and one such is Han Skincare Cosmetics. This is
Okay.
did eye look. This is of course optional. You don't have to do this. I just wanted to show you how versatile this product is. And now for the third and the final product, I use a transparent.
So yeah, I think because she is like featuring a specific product, this works pretty well.
Look. It looks chic. It looks so.
전체적으로 섀도우를 이렇게 언더까지 자연스럽게 깔아진 것. 전체적으로 섀도우를 이렇게 언더까지 자연스럽게.
때문에 요즘 좀 관심을 두고
Sorry, some of these are in Korean.
하는 코스알엑스 프로폴리스.
I mean, if anything, that's impressive. That's able to do it for different languages. Okay, so it's sometimes able to get based on it's subjective to your query, I suppose, like how well that fits the video and fits the section. In some of the cases, I saw that well, the first or the second one, it was like because she said show, that's why I picked that section up. But in the other ones, it picked it up because it was actually showing the product, or because the word product was used. It's interesting. Okay.
And I think I'm just learning as well. I think it also depends on how the YouTuber presents the products. So I think you can also customize based on what the YouTuber is doing in the video, right? So
yeah, can we see what would happen if we type in and folks, please help me if I'm with the terminology here, but like whatever the fastest cut scenes are, where it's like, scene, where are the shortest duration of those? I think maybe fastest cut scenes is a good query. So I'm curious to see if it's able to identify those as well.
That's really interesting. We'd have to find what's the best like description of something of that example showing. I also feel like sounds like something that would be of interest to kind of your analysis of video. It would be how videos are put together. I think you mentioned like being able to chapterize video from intro to maybe climax and then conclusion and then fast cuts and things like that. I actually think the generate, and I do have an example pulled up. I think that could be pretty interesting where, Meeran, if maybe you might have another generate app that you could show, or I can just quickly show this and here. So I ran it. I just did a quick one on some beauty so I'm also a beauty junkie. So I also love kind of these videos. But basically the model is taking in video and it's creating embeddings that capture all of the context of the video. So whether that's in the sound, background sound, it could be the music, it could be nonverbal sounds, it could be language, it could be visuals. You're actually able to generate a chapter with timestamps along with summaries, or you could build your own prompt from scratch and get whatever text output or description, ask questions and get answers from the model based on the video content. So potentially if you're looking for a fast, like really fast cut scenes, I'm sure like through testing, I've never actually tried that. We could find like what would be the best query to be able to find those moments leveraging the search, but I'm sure you could also use generate to ask like describe the fastest moving moments in this video, something like that.
Oh, that's really cool. I think, okay, so generate generate the chapters. That could be really interesting. And then maybe I could use that as a feed into some sort of LLM to find out, say, which of these chapters are the intro, or which of these chapters include the finale, and then go back to 12 labs and extract those sections. Mm-hmm. Okay, that could be an interesting use case. But yeah, the piece of like the fastest scenes, that's not something that it's like a preset query that you can kind of put in, right? That's not something that is like
yeah, because we don't have preset queries, right? Everything is, you can put in whatever you want as a query or as a prompt. The trick here is how do you describe it in a way that the model also understands what you're trying, like your intention, that you're capturing the right intention and translating that. In terms of the model, it would already be able to capture how the scenes are changing. So it would already have that knowledge. I guess I'm also really curious, so I'm going to try it on my own. I'll share whatever I find and like how we can best get to it. I think Adam mentioned like scene transition in the chat. Maybe that could also work, describing scene transitions.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, scene transitions could be an interesting one.
Yeah, so I was trying that while you were talking, and then, oh, actually, let me. So it only pulls up 2 results.
Okay.
Oh.
You guys.
So it did capture the scene transitions. Not sure if there are really just 2, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice one.
I'm sure if we reduce the confidence, we might get more types of scenes. But
yeah.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so there is some kind of, well, the embeddings are recording it. It might just be a matter of testing it out, playing it out, seeing what the right keywords are that match the one. Is there any use case where someone is using 12 Labs headlessly? Like they're not really looking at the videos before doing stuff with them? Or is that not really one of your, something that you'd recommend people do?
So are you asking if someone is using 12 Labs without watching the videos in advance and without any kind of context or knowledge about the video?
Yeah, and using the results from that without having actually seen the results. So I'm just imagining a scenario in which just through a pipeline, we incorporate 12 Labs API and use it and have the whole pipeline be throw in a video at the beginning and then have like a shorter version of it at the end. And there are already tools that I know to track the objects in it and then crop that within the scene. But finding out the right scenes is actually probably the hardest part here. That's the piece that I haven't been able to crack yet. That's why I'm kind of curious to see if this can be used within that pipeline.
So for this app, I was partially intending that I wanted the marketers, they're busy. They don't have time to watch all the videos. So that was actually my intention for this app without watching the videos at first, and just by like typing in the brand name or brand or product name, they will see the exact moments they want to find out. So yeah, that was the case for my app, but not sure if there are other cases.
That makes sense. I mean, for your use case, this is a fantastic implementation of it. Like this can save people like hours and hours of time instead and make it really, really more streamlined and just have it pick it out for you. But sorry, so Young, I saw like we have quite a few. I'm curious about what those use cases are where it's headless.
Yeah, we have quite a few. From things that relate to content creation to content analytics. I think Meeran's app is more related to content analytics, where you're taking a large pool of content and you're basically trying to automate a process that you would have had to do manually. And you're able to do that without watching the content. That's one side of it. The other is we see a lot of this in content. We're starting in content creation, and it can come in many forms. It really depends on your specific use case and like who you're serving. You could build this with search APIs, where if you know what type of content you're likely going to be creating, you'd be able to use a prompt to be able to find and stitch together the appropriate scenes and be able to come out with a stitch together highlight. And we've seen those several of those types of use cases. The other way, of course, is you don't even know what your prompt and what you're creating, in which case generate can be extremely helpful because it's a very general way of chapterizing and creating highlights or giving you chunks that then you can take and maneuver. And then there are combinations of search plus generate that can be used. But yeah.
Okay, that's really good to know. So there could be a combination of generate, get the chapters, feed that into and filter that out with some sort of LLM to find out the ones that you want, go back and take those search parameters and put them back into 12 Labs, get those scenes, and then, okay, there's a lot that.
Yeah, and then in the future, this is so interesting. Your questions are so exciting, but there's something that will be, that's something that's being created with the APIs here, exactly the way that you described it, and we'll likely be showing it in a future session. So I think you'd find that very interesting. It's very kind of similar to how you're envisioning that workflow.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I'm all ears. I'd love to watch more and join some more of these webinars. These are really cool. And especially if it's more for that use case, that'd be awesome to join. Cool. I'm so sorry, everyone. I completely monopolized all these questions. I want to give other folks a chance to ask questions as well. Meeran's demo was really, really cool. And I might have taken it off on a different direction, but yeah. Thanks, folks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I do have a question, but I want to save this spot for other folks if there are other questions. Okay, cool. I'll go. So I'm so fascinated by the process, of identifying the right influencer or identifying the right creator for a brand. And I think, Meeran, when you built that app, it came from your experience and kind of how you've seen these things being done in the industry. I'd be really curious to learn, like, your firsthand experience and like what you've seen around that process. And I think that can also help like see, oh, how does the app, how can this process really help with that, with that process and objective.
So your question is around how, without this app, like how the typical marketers would do and how this app is helping?
Yes. Like, what's the status quo? I guess I'm fascinated to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, the quickest way is to do the search in the YouTube or TikTok at the platform search. But then, as I mentioned, sometimes there are very small, especially like micro influencers, without like enough resource to put in like accurate keywords in the video description or metadata. Those like videos will not come up. So just like by daily, we just go through like find the random micro influencers in the YouTube, and we just watch the video one by one. And then, by scrolling on the timelines, see if any of our brand or products are coming. I have talked to several marketers here in Korea as well. The process was not that different. They were using like Naver, which is our local search platform as well. But the process was similar. It was very manual and time consuming to, find those videos, especially from the micro influencers. So yeah, I believe this app will be very, very helpful to save time and energy sourcing and identifying, especially those small influencers who are not really good in putting all the data into the video description or metadata.
I have a quick question for you, and I don't know if this is the right time to ask, but I am curious, when you're bringing in the video and indexing it, is this something that's only going to your platform, or can this go into our own private cloud platform to do this? So that, let's say that this video is not something that we would want to, we might have some security and regulatory reasons for not uploading these videos outside of our own proprietary cloud.
So I believe this is all in your private space within the 12 Labs API. So yeah, you don't have to worry about these being publicly available. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a, if you will, a corporate plan or something along those lines where we have specific policies around that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I believe, but Soyoung, feel free to add.
No, yeah, we have different ways for you to deploy depending on your requirements, whether it's using our cloud native APIs. You could have a dedicated infra there as well. You could set it up within your own VPC, and occasionally there are the on-prem requirements, but I'm assuming that's not.
On-prem wouldn't be a requirement for me, but yeah, I think it would be cloud. But there's security policy issues that need to be considered for some of the data that we'd be looking at. So I was just curious if you have that. It sounds like you do. Yeah, thank you. Sure. Also, when I joined, I had my microphone unmuted by accident. I hope I didn't bother anyone during that time.
Awesome. Is there any other question from the attendees? Great. Yeah, so if there's no other question, I think I put a couple of resources on the chat from the GitHub repo of the app to the blog post, as well as our documentation page that display the new API, Gen API. So for either folks who attend want to check out, try it out, experiment with it. We'd love to get some of your feedback. And yeah, Meeran is also working on a couple other similar projects also on brands influencer that leverage some of the new endpoint that can generate titles, hashtags, summaries, chapters, highlights, etc. from the video that should will publishing content out soon. So excited to bring that into the public to display how with the versatility of our technology. And yeah, with that, we'd like to conclude the session. Once again, like we run this on a weekly basis every Friday. So really appreciate you joining today and hope to see you guys in the future session. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Meeran.